Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. And we have Professor Charmaine Dean, the Vice President Research and International at the University of Waterloo, for opening remarks. Charmaine, please.
Thank you, Sushanta. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to you all, and thank you for attending the 2022 Global Summit. I'm sorry I'm not there with you. I am in Washington, D.C., giving a talk myself and actually talking about some of the topics that are being discussed here today at your conference. I'm Charmaine Dean. I'm the Vice President, Research and International at the University of Waterloo. Let me start by paying respects to the Atawandaran, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples. The University of Waterloo's campuses, and in fact, much of our community, sit on their traditional territories. And I'd like to acknowledge that our university occupies land on the Haldeman Tract. This is land that was granted to the Six Nations. It includes 6 miles on each side of the Grand River. I also acknowledge that this land is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, Métis groups. Let me also start by expressing my appreciation to Dr. Sushanta Mitra and his team at the university, especially at the WIN, or Waterloo Institute of Technology, as well as our partner, Sydney Nano at the University of Sydney, for organizing this event, which focuses on nanotechnology for a healthier and sustainable future. It's been made possible by the International Network for Sustainable Nanotechnology, N4SN. It's a consortium of leading organizations in the field of nanotechnology, representing institutes, universities, nonprofit, and governmental agencies. This organization allows for us to have partnerships formed across the globe. A network that includes Australia, Canada, the Netherlands, the United States, and Japan. And the focus is on promoting nanotechnology advancement and applications. It's because of this partnership that we are able to develop leading innovations in research and knowledge translation, and also address some very complex problems that transcends a particular country. Each year, this network selects at least one of the UN Sustainable Development Goals to discuss at the Global Summit. This practice is very impactful. The Sustainable Development Goals were created to address very urgent environmental, political, economic challenges, as you all know. And these are all affecting our world in so many ways right now. So there is an intention behind this network to try to create a sustainable, safe, and prosperous world. And this year, due to the global demands for climate change health impacts, the sustainable goal number 3, good health and well-being, has been selected. So this summit is going to focus on the nanotechnology, sustainability, digital health, equity, diversity, and inclusion, all for the advancement of global health. And in whatever wave of a pandemic we are in right now, corresponding to your various countries, this is just so important. I hope that you are able to develop new and innovative ideas. I hope that you are able to develop new relationships. I hope the grad students are able to find times with leading researchers who are attending. So please, grad students, knock on individuals who are attending and say, can you spare me some time? And I'd encourage those who are leading researchers to develop a little bit of time in your schedule to talk to young people so that they can be escalated in their activities through the excitement of having an opportunity to discuss work with you. That will also help us all develop and foster acceleration of our networks and form communities and foster collaboration and all the good things that need to happen when a summit arises. So again, thank you, Sushanta, and your team, and also thank you, Sydney Nano, for organizing this event, and best wishes to everyone for a very successful time.
Thank you so much, Charmaine, for your kind words. Now may I request Professor Lili Lu, the Dean of Faculty of Health at the University of Waterloo, for her opening remarks. Lili, please.
Good day, everyone who are here at the University of Waterloo, and those of you that are around the world. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedules to join us. As Sushanta mentioned, I am Lili Liu, and I'm Dean of the Faculty of Health. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 2022 Global Summit on Nanotechnology for a Healthier and Sustainable Future. After a very successful summit that was launched this February, this two-day summit examines 4 sessions that relate to UN SDG 3, good health and well-being. Technology development is important in relation to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Applications of nanoparticles have realized advances in wastewater treatment, sensors for pollution monitoring, better yields in food agriculture, textile, bioengineering, electronics, and healthcare. We are reminded that the goals of the SDGs are meant to be global. Thus, when we discover solutions in healthcare, such as precision treatment targeting cancer cells, it's our responsibility to also consider how such discoveries can be accessed by populations that cannot afford them. The implication is stark during a global pandemic, when effective vaccinations need to be available across geographic boundaries in order to protect populations worldwide. In relation to health and well-being, we know that certain diseases are overrepresented in parts of the world where conditions such as hunger and poverty are more common. In our own country, Canada, we see an overrepresentation of chronic health conditions among our Indigenous peoples, many of whom live in poor socioeconomic conditions. Thus, our research and innovations using nanotech solutions should represent these populations. Global reach is both challenging, but also an opportunity for us. A global summit such as this is an opportunity to examine and compare policies from your respective countries. The pandemic has shown that despite the progress of medicine, policies implemented to protect citizens can have very complicated consequences. I hope that you will take advantage of this opportunity and exchange best practices so that through translation of your research, you can advocate for health and well-being of citizens of your own countries to your policymakers. There will always be citizens who will question the safety of health interventions based on technologies such as nanotech, and some of these concerns may be valid. So we are relying on your expertise to translate your discoveries in a balanced way to help everyday citizens and policymakers appreciate the pros and cons of these innovations. Congratulations to you, Sushanta, Executive Director of WIN, to Emmanuel Hull, the Program Director, to our partners in Sydney, for organizing such an important summit and for bringing together this impressive group of internationally recognized plenary and keynote speakers and poster presenters. I wish you all a very successful summit.
Thank you, Lili, for your kind note, comments. Let me take this opportunity to talk a few things about this summit. This is a truly hybrid summit, so you have in-person, online. It's quite an interesting way to deal with the summit, but I think we have a number of individuals I'd like to thank for this. First, let me start with the financial sponsors for this summit. We have Faculty of Science at the University of Waterloo, the Department of Chemistry, the School of Pharmacy, Electrical and Computer Engineering Department, and Chemical Engineering for the financial support. We have industry partners, Keynes and Gamble Technologies. They will be having exhibit here as well. Please feel free to drop by to their exhibits. I also would like to start acknowledging the people from the Sydney side, University of Sydney. We have Raya, we have Wojtek, Girish, Marcus, who helped quite a lot in terms of organizing the program, as well as the New South Wales government, the Office of the New South Wales Chief Scientist and Engineer Office, for sponsoring the satellite event that will happen this evening, our local time, here in Waterloo, their morning. In Sydney Nano, we will have the live telecast after the banquet in the Fed Hall that we will all join in the evening. Well, a conference of this nature, particularly during this pandemic, would never have been possible without the tireless help of the people that make this success. I'd like to really acknowledge and really applaud Kendra. Kendra, please stand up. She has done terrific. Our Win team, Emily, Olivia, everyone is here. Lisa, Oleg, I think they're all running around. There's some in the back as well. And our internal Waterloo champion, Emmanuel Ho. A big thanks to Emmanuel, please. He has been the pillar of creating such a successful event for everyone, right from the launch event in February up to till now. And Emmanuel is also the thematic lead for the therapeutics and theranostic, which is really the core of this summit. So we really, and of course, your presence in here as well as online will really make this a great success. So thanks everyone. Welcome to Waterloo, and hope to see you again soon in next year in Sydney. I think Ben will have remarks about this as well. Thank you. And off to Ben, online recording.
I'm director of the University of Sydney Nano Institute, Sydney Nano, at the University of Sydney. As I'm on the main campus of the University of Sydney in the city of Sydney, I want to acknowledge that I'm on the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and pay respects to those who have cared and continue to care for country. I'm delighted to join you for this amazing event. As is so familiar to everyone, COVID-19 has intervened and I can only attend remotely this time. This event represents the flagship event for the Network for Sustainable Nanotechnology, known as N4S Nano. As I'm sure Sushanta will have already explained, N4S Nano aims to promote discovery and advancements in nanotechnology and applications as key mechanisms for sustainability, to bring positive and impactful solutions to society in line with the UN Sustainability Development Goals. Very timely indeed. This summit is the flagship annual event for N4S Nano, and this year we've decided to focus on the UN Sustainability Goal number 3, nanotechnology for a healthier and sustainable future. This topic aligns very well with Sydney Nano's focus on nano health and sustainability. And indeed, we've assembled on Thursday morning a great local satellite event, including a panel discussion. We look forward to engaging you in that conversation. Next year, we look forward to hosting the 2023 summit that will focus on energy diversity and renewables. I would like to acknowledge the wonderful collaboration between Waterloo Institute of Nanotechnology, WIN, and the University of Sydney Nano Institute, Sydney Nano, as we have worked tirelessly to put together this event, meeting every Wednesday morning, Tuesday evening in Canada to plan and execute this hybrid event. I would like to acknowledge our colleagues from around the world who serve on the International Steering Committee and are members of N4S Nano. Some are attending in person or remotely. But a special thanks to Sushanta and his team, Lisa, Kendra, Oleg, and Emmanuel, and others who have provided input from the WIN side. And of course, on the Sydney Nano side, I'd like to acknowledge the Sydney Nano office, Rye Cleary, and other members of my team, and my colleagues, Wojtek, Girish, and Marcus, who have contributed to the shaping of the academic program. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the New South Wales Government, the Office of the New South Wales Chief Scientist and Engineer, for sponsoring the satellite event. I wish you all the best, stay safe, and look forward to seeing you in person soon.